What are my favorite things about fulvic? It balances the pH, it increases the oxygen, it detoxes at 60 times its weight. It's the world leader in providing your cells energy and electrolytes, and it increases mineral absorption at 60 times its weight. It truly is that powerful. And if you understand those little bullet points right there, you will understand why this is my mission. I lost my mom to cancer in 2017, and it became my mission to find something that's going to help support somebody on that journey. Dr. Linus Pauling, winner of 2 Nobel Prizes. You can trace every sickness, every disease, and every ailment ultimately to a mineral deficiency. We have that with fulvic. So I trained on this a little bit on Tuesday night on our team business call. So if you're interested in the business part side of this, please reach out to whoever invited you so that you can get more information on that. But I felt it was very important to share this with you here as well when I'm teaching on the fulvic acid tonight. Shilajit is another product on the market that is similar to fulvic, but there's a huge difference in that. Shilajit comes from a chemical extraction, and there's a difference between life force and energy. And I know we have a lot of energy workers on our team, and they understand the power and resonance that comes from crystals, rocks, and forms like that. But when you have decomposed plant matter, plants that have had a life, that life force, that energy of those plants does not go away. And so within fulvic, we have that extra boost, basically, in how that helps us and how it helps support the body. So I've taught several times on fulvic, both on my personal page as well as on these team calls, which I'm so incredibly grateful for the leadership in this company that lets people with passion shine. And Landy, Michelle, Marcus, Will, like, you guys are absolutely amazing for allowing us, Megan, Chelsea, our whole team that brought this fulvic to the company to shine. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Fulvic acid, the recap, combats vitamin and mineral deficiencies, improves digestion, enhance gut health, increase energy flow. We just talked about that with the life force. Boost immune response, healthy skin, healthy nails. You guys, I'm always made fun of them because I always have stubby little fingernails that break and peel and shred. And I've got a glorious set of nails right now. I'm so proud of them. Fights inflammation. Inflammation is one of the top things that causes havoc within our body, that makes us sick on so many different levels with so many different issues. And so if it fights inflammation, it's a free radical scavenger, right? So it takes all those nasty things that are within our body and it purges them. It attaches it and detoxifies your body at 60 times its weight. Like I mentioned earlier, improves muscle strength, boosts testosterone. The boost testosterone is something that I just learned this week. And I am going to touch on that. I don't want to give that away because that's pretty important. At the cellular level, where are my medical people? If you are in the medical field, drop a comment in the chat right now if you understand what cellular level means. So basically, for those that don't know, I don't want to shame anybody because that's not my game, but cellular level means that in order to be able to be effective within the cells, it has to be a small enough molecule that it is able to penetrate the cellular wall. So what does it do to your cells? Aids in removal of toxins. So imagine a cell, and this is way bigger, right? So you've got this barrier because the cells want to protect themselves. But we have so many free radicals going on in our body right now with everything going on. If somebody could mute that person, that'd be great. Thank you. So we have this cell, right? And it's very hard to penetrate that because the cell is so small. Well, the molecular weight of fulvic is so small that it can penetrate that cell. Take out those toxins, balance the pH, boost the nutrient absorption, boost cellular function, boost cellular oxygen, adaptogenic brain health, right? Blood-brain barrier. We've got a barrier in our brain that protects the brain because that's the most important organ within our body, but this is able to pass that. So are a lot of the toxins that you eat and ingest, breathe every day, but this can also go up into the brain and help detoxify the cells that are within the brain. And like I said, free radical scavenger. One single molecule is capable of carrying 65 or more minerals and trace elements directly into our cells. That is huge. Going back to the quote that I shared earlier, right? Every single sickness and disease can be traced to a lack of minerals. We're not getting that in our food these days. The soil is depleted. We've over-farmed them. Our beef, our cattle, our livestock is not getting fed a live, mineral-dense food. So they're starving too. So we're getting food from, if you eat meat. If you don't, that's okay. If you do, that's great. But we're getting meat on our plates that is mineral deficient as well. So they're getting sick, right? They're getting antibodies, they're getting vaccines, they're getting all of this stuff, and then we eat that too. So let's get back to this cellular level. We've got stem cells, bone cells, blood cells, muscle cells. Like, we have all of these cells. And a lot of you are so excited right now because your packages came with the internal powder, and how amazing is that? I love that it came on the day of the Detox Diva call. So how do you take it? I've seen that in a couple little chats today that I'm involved in. How do you take it? Well, if you've got a lot of issues going on right now, you are going to want to make sure that you start very low and slow. And I've got some people that take like 1/36th of a teaspoon because they have so many mold issues or other issues going on within their body that if they were to start out at 1/4 or 1/8 of a teaspoon, I just realized I've got that backwards. They would become, they would have some severe detox symptoms. What are detox symptoms? Detox symptoms, you feel like you have fever, muscle aches, lethargic, think flu-like symptoms, really, muscle aches, not clear in your thinking pattern. You want to make sure that you take it on an empty stomach. So now that we have this powder, this is something really important for you to understand. One of the things that I mentioned earlier about fulvic acid is its ability to deliver oxygen into the cells. It's a 45% increase in oxygen within the body. That's huge. Think about your athletes, right? They're running, they're pumping iron, they're doing these cardiovascular exercises. To have an increase in 45% oxygen, this replaces creatine. And athletes, if you know what creatine is for, can you maybe describe that in the chat? I would appreciate that very much. Make sure that you take it on an empty stomach, either 1 hour before or after your supplements, and always 1 or 2 hours outside of your medications. That's going to take some discipline on your part in order to be able to get this at the right time. It's not hard. It just takes desire. Just like building a business within this company, it just takes, you've got to want it, right? You've got to want the benefits of fulvic acid in order for it to be something that is effective for your body. Drink within 30 minutes. Again, back to the oxygen. If you make your fulvic, you leave it on the counter, and then you get distracted, you're still going to get the minerals. You're still going to get a lot of the electrolytes. You're still going to get a lot of the benefits from the fulvic. But what you're going to miss out on is the oxygenation. You can't live without oxygen, right? And so if you have that increase in oxygen within your body, you're going to want to make sure that you drink this within 30 minutes. Dr. Ivy, love that woman so much. She's just a blessing. If you've been on one of her other calls before, you understand what I'm talking about. She'll take her supplements, leave her fulvic on the counter so it dissolves by itself. It really does. You just put that teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon into your water and let it sit. And if you let it sit for about 20 minutes, then you can take it. It's fine. Sorry, let me have a drink of my Vitality. If you haven't tried Vitality yet, it's absolutely amazing. So let's talk about pore facts, right? Do you like that? That little play on words that I did right there? The soles of the feet are the focal point of nerve endings and direct access to organs within your body. This is one of those foot map things, and you can see all the different organs that the bottom of your feet are attached to. Pores are a natural integral part of the skin structure, and we have two types of pores, right? We have sweat pores and we have oil pores. A lot of people have oil pores on their face, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too. This blew my mind today. I even sent my girl Megan a text message. I'm like, did you know that we had over 5 million pores in our body? And 20,000 of those are on our face alone. Each foot has over 72,000 nerve endings. And each foot has approximately 125,000 sweat glands. So think about that, right? So we're going to get into the ways to use it here in a second, but sorry about that. So poor health, again, they're play on words. Balneotherapy. There is an excellent article in our back office. If you have an account with HBN, you can log in and go under protocols. And I knew this would happen. I knew Alexandria would get so excited and give us some recipes on how to help our bodies function even better. There's recipes in there on how to use fulvic acid with the essential oils that we carry. And so it's just like, get in there. There's PMS, there's hormones, there's so much in there. So this is also from one of the product pages that we have for the fulvic acid. And the following list of indications for balneotherapy, which is soaking in water, basically, is based on the research of Yuko Agashi, MD. Chronic rheumatoid diseases, functional recovery, metabolic issues, especially diabetes, obesity and gout, chronic gastrointestinal issues, circulatory diseases. You can see the list right there. But again, you've got to go low and slow. And I'm so glad I put that bullet point in there. So a lot of you got your powder today. So let's talk about serving sizes. That serving size is 1/4 of a teaspoon. You may not need that whole 1/4 of a teaspoon. You may need to be like half of it. Some people can dip a toothpick in it, swirl it in their water, make their water just a little dark, and then drink that every day. You want to build up very slowly. I know Marcus and I talked about this when the other fulvic was launched. I'm like, dude, you got to go so slow with this because you can feel ill. And so bath time is one way that you can take it. I like to add some with some Epsom salt and some essential oils, depending on what I just got Rahab this week. Absolutely love it. I'll add a few drops of this into my bath with my fulvic. Again, our skins have how many pores? And it absorbs that into the cellular system, into the blood system. You can do a foot soak, poor health foot soak. Relieve stress and help you feel relaxed. Absolutely. Who doesn't love to take a nice hot bath, right? It unwinds you, eases pain and muscle spasms, boosts nerve function, nerve and muscle function, helps prevent blood clots, reduces and prevents athlete's foot, loosens skin to remove splinters. I've done that. It also loosens skin to give yourself the best pedicure. I have a pedicure kit that I keep next to the tub and use that frequently. And I just looked at the time. So, and I want to get through this because Megan's coming up, and Landy, I'm going to open your mic here in a minute too, because your testimony this afternoon was amazing. There are 50 million people in the US that have chronic pain daily. There's a study right there from June of 2018, and they did a study on mud baths, which this is mud, this is dirt, right? And the therapy, look at those numbers. So number 3 is total pain score. Number 4 is total stiffness score. Number 5 is total physical function score. So we got 3, 4, 5 right there. Number of patients in the study. And I don't have my highlighter because I'm not in full screen. B1 is number of patients included. B2 is calculations. But look at the decrease right there. A 46.34 decrease, a 33.78 decrease, a 36.06 decrease. Those numbers are amazing. And if you are not talking to your friends about this and sharing with this, like Landy posted in our group today, you have an obligation to tell people about these products because look at those numbers. Do you want your friends in pain? I also love to do face masks with this. A study that I found, there were 25,000 pores on our face alone. Mixing a little bit of fulvic with a little bit of water to make a thick paste. You can add some baking soda in there. My phone's blown up, so I hope I'm not screwing up. I'll look at that later. Antioxidant for your face. Transport nutrients to your skin cells. Improve cellular metabolism. Reduce inflammation. Reduce wrinkles. If you could see my day one and then 30 minutes later on my face mask, when I did my very first fulvic acid face mask, it's amazing the difference in it. Tightens the pores, reduce oily secretions, decrease itch and irritation. If you've got a bite of some sort from a bug from outside, it's summertime, we get those, make a small paste and apply it to that bite, and it's going to reduce that inflammation and reduce the itchiness. So now I absolutely love the fact that I get to introduce Miss Megan. Let me get her unmuted. Megan is a 14K Pearl Director. And Megan, are you unmuted?
I am. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. Thank you. Megan and I met a year ago. She reached out to me because she knew that the two of us could really work well together. And Megan has an amazing testimony when it comes to fulvic acid, and I want her to take the floor right now and share that. So Megan, if you wouldn't mind going ahead.
Sure. So yes, what Tina said, and today is such an exciting day for us because so many of us got our bags of the fulvic powder today. So I was actually able to take it for the first time with this new powder that we have. And let me tell you, it is the real deal. It is great stuff. I'm going to do a little demo here and show you guys what it looks like in water. And it just kind of spreads out here on its own. It does this beautiful dance, as you can see. So I just put the powder in and I leave it for a couple minutes. I let it mix itself up. And as Tina said, that really creates the oxygen effect in there, that when you drink it, you kind of feel that oxygenation of your cells. So for me, I got on fulvic for the first time about a year ago, and it absolutely changed my life. So I went from having years of chronic fatigue and trying everything out there. You know, I did the celery juice every day religiously for 3 years. You know, I'm not knocking that. It has its benefits, but it didn't do it for me. I did so many different diets and gluten-free. And if I did everything perfect, I would maybe feel like 10% better. Once I got on fulvic, it took a couple weeks for me. Some people, they're immediate. Other people might build up a little bit over time. But for me, after a couple weeks, because I did start very slow, my whole life was changed. I had my energy back. My fatigue was gone. I had mental clarity. I had motivation for the first time in years, which is why I just started sharing, you know, the science and the information and the benefits of fulvic with everybody, because I would be walking down the street and I would see someone and I'd be like, this isn't fair. Like, they need to know about this. Like, this stuff can change your life. So for me, it was the energy right away that I felt. Over time, I began to feel even more benefits, like that mental clarity and just more motivation. I noticed my gut health increased. I noticed hormonal balance within my body, cycle regulation, more streamlined moods, you know, as opposed to the ups and downs sometimes we get when our hormones are wacky. Also, I came from a house that had black mold, so I was still repairing myself from mold exposure and mycotoxins that, you know, they stick around in your body. And I think that that was one of the reasons that fulvic was so beneficial to me, along with, you know, the long list of what fulvic can give you. Actually, another thing I haven't really talked about publicly is I had a big cyst on my head that I had since I was a teenager. I was going to go get that removed surgically for a lot of money. And after about a month of applying fulvic topically to that cyst, it actually dissolved itself. So that's when I was like, if I can see just the magic of what this is doing externally that fast with me, imagine what it's doing for me inside my body on the cellular level. Another interesting thing is my boyfriend was lactose intolerant his whole life. And after a couple months on fulvic, he could, you know, drink milk, eat cheese, and not have any issues. And so that's an example of how fulvic, using it daily and keeping up with it over time, you're going to see more and more benefits. So stick with it. So that's why I love that we have the package size that we do that's going to have a minimum of 70 servings in it. Now, I do suggest to start out a little slower. So for me, with people I work with, that one bag is going to last several months. And that's good to keep with it every day so you can start to see the gut health and everything else. So what did we learn about fulvic today? It's amazing. It's nature's most powerful electrolyte. I like to say it's the DNA of Mother Earth herself, bringing us back that regeneration. This is an all natural substance, you guys. It's straight from the earth. This is not from a lab. There's nothing crazy in it. And so you can feel really good about that, an organic earth-based substance. It's got the amino acids. It's got the prebiotics, probiotics. It's going to give you that boost of oxygenation. It's going to give you that energy, that mental clarity. So I can't wait to see everybody that I work with when you get on this, what this can do for you, because everybody's a little bit different in the benefits that they see. But that's why this is my passion. And that's why Tina's here. It's why I'm here. We're so excited to offer this to you today. And again, the powder is great. We love the liquid too, the convenience of it, but we also love this powder because of all the different ways you can really work with it. So thank you, Tina.
Awesome, Megan. Thank you so much. You always bring the fire. So that's pretty much the end of our presentation. There's a couple things that we do want to talk about. I was corrected in the chat, and Megan, you were right. It is 1/8 of a teaspoon, not 1/4 of a teaspoon. So that is, make sure that you cut that in half. Or thank you. That was great. And the scoop is so dang cute, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
It's so tiny and cute. My daughter used to collect tiny little things. Yes, little tiny scoop.
Yeah, it makes it easy.
So we have a couple of events going on. We've got the 7-day Jumpstart Challenge that started on August 1st. That goes through the 7th. If you're in the detox group or, whatever group you are in that is hosting that, then you've got that information. You can do that at any time. That package is available for you at any time. We've got a full moon parasite cleanse coming up next week. We're on round 3. It takes 3 rounds to fully cleanse the parasites out of our body. We can pick them up at any time. So it is good to do this once or twice a year at least. A parasite cleanse once a year for the 90-day thing, but you should do a parasite cleanse at least once a year. We have our back to school wellness essential kit, you guys, and I calculated, that's the wrong picture. I just realized that. Sorry. That's not the actual products you're going to get with that. But I calculated the price on that, and it is $125 retail in order to buy the ingredients or the products that are in that pack. You can get that for $59.95. Just reach out to whoever invited you to this call to get that immune boosting pack. As a daycare provider of 16 years, I would have bought this and added this as a fee onto my parents' bill, because it's that important. Then we have our Unicorn Mini Duo Box, which has the Mind, Body, Soul, the Slimmer Max. It's the Vitality, which I've been drinking through this meeting. So Miss Landy, can you unmute for me, please?
I can. Awesome call, you guys. Oh my gosh. Amazing information, y'all. I always learn every time you guys talk, because I took liquid fulvic for a long time, and then we got our liquid, and I really noticed the amazing energy I was getting from it. And I have these white spots on my skin. I always thought it was just years of being in the sun. Those are starting to go away with the liquid. Okay. And I've even applied it topically, but mostly I've taken it internally. So I'm pretty sure that probably why I was getting those white spots was something to do with a mineral deficiency, or maybe just, a fungus, like who knows, but they're going away. So it's looking better. But I have to say, I got the powder today, y'all. Oh my gosh. I just never have experienced anything like this. I don't even know how to explain it, but I took it, and within 5 minutes, I literally felt like life was going into like my brain and just everywhere. Everything was just sharper. It was like my brain was just on. I was full of energy, and I was telling Tina and Michelle, it almost felt like I was having an outer body experience, which is kind of a weird thing to say. I don't really know how else to explain it. I just felt and still feel so amazing, y'all. Like, I've never felt anything like this, as instant and as fast from a product. So if you haven't tried the powder yet, like I'm telling you, and I've never taken powder, so I didn't have anything to compare it to, but OMG, like it's crazy, like how good I feel. I can't wait to go on my walk and take Bucky. Hopefully he can keep up with me. But yeah, thank you for letting me share that. That's all I have. And I can't wait to use it on my next parasite cleanse instead of the liquid. Like I can't wait to do the powder on the parasite cleanse. I just think it's going to be completely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, Landy. Thank you so much. And y'all, Landy was texting me after she had taken it, and it was like 4 words, and then she'd send a message, and then 4 words and send a message. Like she could not get it out of her fast enough how incredibly excited she was and how good she felt. And I was like, your cells are having a party. She said, that is exactly how I feel.